You love your child with every fiber of your being. So why does parenting still feel like walking on eggshells? Why you're constantly overthinking, second guessing every choice, worrying about their future and wondering if you're doing enough? If worry has become your parenting companion, you are not alone. And you're certainly not broken. In fact, you might just be one step away from emotional freedom. Hi, I'm Jahanvi Shah. I'm an emotional intelligence parenting coach, and inside my coaching and community, I help parents move from power struggles and pressure to peace and connection using brain science and heart-led tools. I'm so glad you're here if constant worry has been part of your parenting. Let's walk through 5 powerful steps that will help you find emotional freedom from the inside out. I'm super thrilled you're here. So here's the step number 1. Where does worry come from? Have you ever wondered where worry comes from? Worry doesn't start in the moment. It starts in your body's memory. You're not just responding to your child, you're responding to every experience you have ever had that told you you have to get it right. You're the only one holding it together. You're not allowed to mess it up. And that's why parenting can feel so intense, because your child is not the trigger, they are the mirror. And we learn so much from examples. So I'm going to walk you through. We're going to look at at least six real life moments and the spirals that follow. And then I'll show you why your brain goes there and how you can lead differently. You ready? This is real learning, guys. I really want you to be here present. You're going to learn so much and you're going to gain so many aha moments. Let's think about an example 1. Classic one. They don't eat dinner. What's our spiral? Gosh, my child is not eating enough. What if they're nutrient deficient? What if they stop growing? What if they get sick? What if their immune system weakens? What if they end up with long-term health problems? What if they associate mealtime with pressure? What if they develop an eating disorder? What if people think I don't feed my kids properly? Good parents don't deal with it. I must be failing. Sounds familiar? Why this spiral happens? Let me tell you, this isn't just about food. It's about fear of inadequacy, the kind that says, if I don't fix this, it means I'm failing. Many of us were raised in homes where love was conditional, right? You were praised when you performed. You were noticed when you got it right. So now, even a skipped meal feel like a test you are failing. Think about it. Your nervous system equates not eating with not being a good parent. But food is not the problem. Fear is. And fear disconnects us from very relationship we're trying to protect. I hope that landed. Let's go through spiral number 2, example 2. Let's see, if your child is struggling in school, this could be a spiral. And I'm really exaggerating, and maybe I'm not. Maybe we do go through this. I know some of these, I have been there myself. All right, so your child is struggling in school. They're falling behind. What if they never catch up? What if they can't focus because of something I missed? What if they're being labeled difficult? What if the teacher thinks, I don't care? What if they feel ashamed and stop trying? What if this ruins their future? What if I'm too late to turn this thing around? What if they lose trust in learning completely? What if I've failed them without even knowing it? What if they, what if they never go to college? What they never succeed in life, never get a job, and die underneath the bridge in the shopping cart? Again, maybe I'm exaggerating, and maybe I'm not. Maybe our minds do go that deep. That spiral goes so. Like one thing, small present thing currently leads us to such a deep spiral. Let's go through why this happens, why this particular spiral happens. So if your childhood was shaped by pressure to achieve, if mistakes weren't safe, if being behind meant being less than, then your child's academic struggle may trigger your nervous system more than theirs. Your fear whispers, if they struggle, I've done something wrong. If I don't push harder, they will never succeed. But here is the truth. Worry doesn't build motivation, connection does. And yes, we'll still set routines and support their learning, but please know this support will land when it comes from belief in them, not fear about them. Let's see. If you haven't resonated so far, let's see if you resonate here, especially if you have a teenager. Here is our example number three. They talk back. What is our spiral? My child is so rude. What if this becomes who they are? What if they don't know how to respect others? What if I don't teach enough discipline? What if they carry their defiance into school? What if it becomes their way of handling every disagreement? What if others reject them for this attitude of theirs? What if they grow up entitled or cold? What if I'm too soft and I'm ruining their character? What if no one else will ever understand them the way I do? Why this spiral happens? If your voice wasn't allowed as a child, if back talk got you punished, rejected, or shamed, then hearing your child speak boldly or say no might feel like danger. Your body says, this isn't safe. I must stop it. I must control it. I must shut it down or I will lose control. But here's a reframe. Your child's defiance isn't a threat. It's simply information. They're testing safety, autonomy, and voice, all things you might never have had in your own childhood. And yes, there will still be respectful boundaries again, right? This doesn't mean kids walk all over you, but those limits don't have to come from fear of losing control. They can come from mutual respect and clear values. Do you see the difference? Let's move on to the next spiral. Let's see if your child struggles with friends. Nobody played with them today. What if they get rejected and they get alone? What if they start to believe they're unlikable? What if they withdraw emotionally? What if I'm missing signs of bullying? What if they lose trust in people forever? What if they start over pleasing to be accepted? What if they end up in unhealthy relationships just to feel loved? What if I didn't give them the tools to form connection? What if they grow up feeling invisible? See what we do? This spiral often comes from your own unprocessed loneliness. If you ever been left out, if you ever been misunderstood or emotionally abandoned, then your child's friendship pain will touch that old wound instantly. Your body says, if I don't fix this now, they will feel the pain I never healed from. Feel free to take deep breaths. I know this is a lot, but this is important. But here's the truth. They don't need you to rescue their pain. They need you to witness it, hold it, walk through it with them. That's what builds emotional resilience, not worry, presence. Another example, meltdown in public. I've been there. A lot of my clients have been there. And maybe you've been there. Here is our spiral. Everyone is staring at me. They think I'm a bad parent. What if I lose my patience in front of everyone? What if I say something I regret? What if my child gets scared of me? What if I'm repeating how I was treated? What if this moment defines our relationship forever? What if we both walk away feeling ashamed? What if I'm not equipped to handle this child? What if I'm failing them in the moment that matter most? I'm failing. I don't know how to do this. My child is going to suffer because of me. why this spiral happens? Public meltdowns can feel humiliating, not because of the behavior, but because of the story behind it. Get curious about your story. If you were taught that your image mattered more than your inner truth, think about it. If you were taught in your childhood that your image mattered more than your own inner truth, if you were rewarded for being the easy child, then your child's explosive emotion can make your nervous system scream, danger, danger, danger. You are being judged here. But your child's meltdown isn't a reflection of your parenting. Your child's meltdown is not a reflection of your parenting. It's a reflection of their overwhelmed nervous system. And here is where emotional freedom meets boundaries. You don't have to allow unsafe behavior, but you don't have to fear big emotions either. You can hold the line and hold space at the same time. A lot of parents I work with go through this. Too much screen time. Yeah, here's our spiral. They've been watching all day long. Gosh, they're glued to it. What if their brain development is affected? What if they can't feel joy without stimulation? What if I've created dependency? What if they can't self-regulate? What if this screens become their coping tool for emotions? What if they become aggressive or shut down when it's removed? What if I have failed to create meaningful connection? What if this is their childhood and it slips by in pixels? What if I wake up one day and it's too late to change it? What if they become psychopaths? Why this spiral happens. Screens can symbolize so much more than entertainment, right? They can symbolize lost time, disconnection, dysregulation, and even guilt. If you feel like your child is slipping away into digital world, your fear might say, I need to control this now or I will lose it. Here is the shift. Yes, screens require boundaries. Yes, you get to say no, but not from panic. Set boundaries rooted in values, not fear. So, for example, we have screen-free evenings because connection is one of our family values. Or for you, it could be you can watch after homework because your brain needs focus first. Right? This lands differently. It lands in their emotional brain, not just their logical one. And that's what creates cooperation, not fear, but trust. And let's be clear. None of this means we don't set boundaries. It doesn't mean saying yes to everything. It doesn't mean letting go of structure or rhythm. In fact, boundaries are essential. They provide safety, clarity, and consistency. But when worry is in the driver's seat, those boundaries often land as control, panic, or pressure. And kids either push back or they disconnect. When boundaries come from values and connection, they land differently. They're no longer rules to fear, but rhythms to trust. The goal isn't no boundaries, it's boundaries that feel safe, consistent, and rooted in who you are as a family. Can you feel how big these moments become? Not because of your child, but because of your inner wiring. When fear leads, connection breaks. But when you lead with presence, with clarity, with compassion, everything shifts. And yes, boundaries will still exist, but they will come from alignment, not anxiety, from love, not loss. Make sense? So all of these spirals begin with love, but they get tangled in fear, old stories, and nervous system dysregulation. Okay, Jahan, we got it. What do we do instead? Okay, so let's go into step number 2. Pause and get curious. So when worry strikes, it tells you to act fast, fix now, control harder, but emotional freedom starts with just one sacred pause. Instead of reacting, pause and ask, what am I believing in this moment? What story is my fear telling me? Is this fear from now or wound from them? Is this mine or something I inherited? For example, if your child says, I hate school, you pause. Instead of spiraling down to, oh no, what if they fail? What if they never socialize? What if they have no friends, right? All those spirals. Pause. Put the worry on the side. You can attend to it later, but in the moment, take that pause, get curious. Because when you're going to go in with curiosity, so much shifts between you and your child. You're coming in with connection, not fear and worry. So instead of spiraling down, you ask, tell me more. What feels hard about school today? Right? Try to find out what exactly is going on so you can actually guide them and help them and support them without the fear. Right? That pause is where worry loses its grip and wisdom steps in. Lead with curiosity, not correction. And this is how you break the chain of unconscious reactions. You create a gap wide enough for wisdom to walk in. Does that make sense? Here is step number 3, regulate yourself first. Remember, your nervous system is your child's blueprint, literally. If you're anxious, they feel it. If you're grounded, they borrow your calm. You don't need to be peaceful all the time. That's not what I'm saying. You just need to return to calm with more awareness than before. And your child is borrowing your nervous system until theirs matures. They don't learn calm by being told to calm down. They learn through presence, modeling, and rhythm. So here is a practice, a tool I want to leave you with. Put your hand on the heart. Inhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And say to yourself, I'm safe. They are safe. It's not the end of the world. We can get through this. Step away before reacting and return with softness. Remember, the calm isn't a reward. It's a container that holds your child's chaos. And this isn't about perfection. It's about co-regulation. It's about co-regulation. When you learn to anchor yourself, your child learns they can safely be human too. Here is step number 4. Redefine success. Most of our worry comes from outdated definition of success. A quiet child is a good child. Obedience equals respect. Big feelings mean bad parenting. But what if success looked like emotional honesty, repair after conflict, a child who can say no with confidence? Right? Success is not about raising a child who looks perfect to others. It's about raising a child who feels safe enough to be real with you. Success is expressing feelings clearly, repairing after conflict and asking for help and knowing they are loved in their messiest moments. The brain learns best in safety, not shame. So let's raise kids who don't have to unlearn themselves just to be accepted. Here is step number 5. Set boundaries with trust and courage, not fear and control. When we are afraid, we either clamp down or give in, but there is a middle way. Boundaries with empathy. Boundaries are so sacred, they create clarity, safety, and predictability. But here is the shift. Fear-based boundaries sound like because I said so. Connection-based boundaries sound like I know you want more time and we are done for today. Set those boundaries with empathy. I hear how much you want to keep watching. We're stopping now because rest is important. I'll sit with you while you calm down. That's leadership, loving, clear, firm, not forceful. When your child knows you mean what you say and that you still see their feelings, it builds long-term trust not resistance. Control triggers resistance, and connection invites cooperation. Step number 6, let go and trust the process. Let go is the hard part for all of us, including myself, because a lot of times we see control as safety. I know for years, for me, it was, and it still is. I'm still work in progress. My belief system was, if I can't control, I'm not safe. Maybe it's same for you. Maybe it's something different, but it's pretty deep, whatever it is. So it's something we really need to look within and see. But when you learn to let go of, right, the need to get it perfect, the belief that anxiety equals love, fear that struggle means you're failing, you are allowed to trust your connection, your repair, your presence. Your child doesn't need a perfect parent. They need a safe place to just land. And you deserve to parent from peace, not panic. Mom and dad, you are not your worry. You are the awareness behind it, the love beneath it, the healing cycle breaker ready to raise a new generation. This work we do every day inside the Authentically Parenting community. If you want more tools, coaching, and calm in your parenting, come join us inside the Authentically Parenting community. Just $7 a month for support that shifts everything. Link is below. Would love to welcome you. And like usual, I want to leave you with a question for the day. You can go deeper into this. What's one thing you often spiral about when it comes to your child? Drop it in the comments. I love to support you directly. Your comment might be the breakthrough you've been looking for. And it could be another parent's breakthrough as well. See you in the comments. And remember, we are in this together.